We said that on Friday here. We said probably hit all-time highs on the weekend. We did. Now we're hitting our 886, 786 retracement level. Okay. But looking very strong today, guys. Little pullback on the orb here, retest of orb, continuation up here. Just looking strong, right? Nothing to really fade. Just looking like it wants to continue. So the key is waiting for this, right? Is waiting for the SFP, right? Waiting for the retracement continuation. Knowing how to jump on trend. That's how we make money, right? Trend is your friend. So if we want to make money, we need to know how to identify pullbacks and take advantage of them, right? Right now, our target's all-time highs. We're looking to come all the way up to here. Local fib extension is 120, 126, 900. And then my first key target's 129, 200 here. So if this, then that. There is, let's not be stupid, there is a lot of liquidity down here, guys, okay? That's one thing we need to understand. If you're on the live stream with me this morning, we managed to take a very nice long trade right here. Zero drawdown. We got long right here on this candle. Orb held. Doji engulfing. Long trade. Made a quick $300 here. Price came back down here. I long Soilana. I made another, what did I just make? I've closed this now. Another $369. Okay, so just taking what it gives me, practicing good risk management, trying to get on the trend, right? That's pretty much where I'm at. We can see a couple of things popping off this morning. I mean, SWE, right? Breakout, continuation. You'll be so proud of me. We took an Aster trade over the weekend.
Oh, really?
Bro.
Nice.
Look at this, bro. Aster. We took this over the weekend. That was sexy, man.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So, Ondo looking really good. Real world assets, right? Pendle coming back. Okay, but Lido. Look at Lido, guys. Woo-wee! Valhalla, Lido. Okay. Looking really strong here, guys. So these moves happen quick. Optimism, Arbitrum, okay? ETH tokens right now. ETH has really led the way this morning. If we're looking at, I mean, look at Ethereum, bro. This is very, very parabolic right now. This is, right? So spectacular move for ETH coming up to its first resistance around 47.25, and then looking to come to all-time highs at $5,000. Target located. So follow through, right? Breakout, retest, continuation. So a lot of these things looking really strong. The question is, how do you get into trades, right? How do you make money on this stuff? Because obviously it's like, well, Alex, it's just fucking going up. I can't trade it, right? Well, you can, right? So now you're not buying this, right? You reset your trap. So this is our 886 rejection level, right? So now you're looking for a couple of things. You're looking for a breakage structure above this high and a retest back in and continuation up, okay? We are in premium. We are in the top of the range. We're as high as it's ever been, right? So remember, if you're longing here, pay yourself pretty quickly, please, okay? Make sure you are paying yourselves along the way because it's clearly overextended. Don't be a victim, right? We had a beautiful, on the macro side, we had a beautiful weekly candle close, okay? The highest weekly candle close ever, okay? Look at that weekly candle. Talk about big, girthy, green, friggin' beautiful pump, okay? So if we're looking for any sort of retest or area, I would be looking here. Keeping it simple, okay? But right now, this is very up only. Okay, so looking at this here, it's very similar to this move here. Okay,
Super.
if we're gonna get follow through, so I'm looking at something like
20
this, right?
Ajá.
So if we're looking at this, we're looking at that 150,000, right? Topping out possibly in the next, I don't know, 3 weeks. We'll see. We'll see what we get, but obviously looking very strong. Nothing to fade, just on trend. So some of the tools you can use for this, right? For me, I like the 8 minute dynamic reactor, something I use quite often on trending price action. Okay, right now you can see it used it last night and it hasn't come back, so it's running away. So what do? Shorter time frame, right? 3 minute, perfect respect there. Okay, so any sort of retest in here is looking to be bought. Be aware of bearish divergence market structure changes. Okay, this is where you must be cautious because we're at the top. When we're at the top, we should not be buying the top unless you're OC, because he knows how to buy the top and make money. Okay, so patience right now. Wait for your pullbacks and continuation trades. That's how I would treat it right now. What are you looking at, OC? I can't hear you, bro.
Oh man, I would say buying tops all day long. That's what we're all about here. So there is, I mean, I was looking for a little bit of a retracement on TAO. I called for that area right here. I was mentioning, hey, let's wait for that kind of closure. But I did not respect that, and I went straight into a long position right after the class, and that is because Dogecoin. So Dogecoin, we move our stop to entry here. Look at this. We have an alert at an entry point at 2.40, whatever this is. And well, it did not went all the way down there, so I was moving this into profits, and then as soon as I start seeing this kind of start moving to the upside above this area, there we go. We have our first candle movement in, sorry, candle check mark. So guys, if you are into any trades, especially in Dutch, it's time to take some profits. So what I'm going to be doing, and I cannot do it right away, but it's going to be moving my stop to entry. So in the next intermission, I'm going to do that immediately. So just be aware of that. Bitcoin is actually making its way back above. I'm looking at a Bitcoin target at 126 for today. Let's see if we can get it. Again, guys, not because I just said that, it means, hey, buy the top, right? Buying the top all day long, that was a joke, just so you guys know, all right? We do, just a proof of that, this is our last trade that we did before the weekend, right? On Friday. So we do break of structure trading, or our break of structure entries. What is a break of structure? Basically buying at the breakout of the previous high, sometimes from running it. Important, very, very, very important. I always show you guys this this example right here. So your break of structure would have been right here. All right. So what if you would have bought? What is my long position? Did I remove that? Here it is. What if you would have bought in here? Set your stop as we always do, before or below right here, then aiming to the next target. Well, then you would have no way to move your stop to entry, and then a very bad day here, getting a almost 1-to-1 stopped out. All right, so that is not good. Remember that when you're doing a break of structure trading, first of all, you're not entering with a full position, all right? Because you could be buying the absolute freaking top, all right? And second of all, so this would have been a 1/4 of an entry if we would have done that. And second of all, your stop loss needs to be very tight against the cords or very tight around the support resistances. And that is to limit the amount of losses that you may have on a pullback down that could be leading to the other way around. And also remember having a lower low, which it wasn't, but this one lower high consolidates the downtrend into the next phase. So do not get stuck if you make a BOS trade, break of structure trade. All right, so that is tied to smart money concepts, which I hate the break of structure concept because that actually interpoles, or it kind of like makes a short circuit when we talked about a breaking of a structure, which is not the same. I'll explain that later. The end is common, says Daga. All right, so what is the deal in here? So right here, look at this. We had a break of structure entry at the previous high, breaking through 1/4 of an entry, going up 50% out, coming back down, and right now we're still 50% in within this trade. My target is 126,900, 127-ish. We'll see if we can make it, but very important, you might be inclined to do the same break of structure trading, or even grab it. Oh no, move that. Don't move that. Or even grabbing it from the base like this and saying, hey, I should be longing right now. All right, so if that is your case, you do have a flip of the ribbon in here, almost confirmed. We're still on the red, which means that we can still flip back down just like it happened here. Let me make that big, all right? Oh, man, what am I doing today? So here it is. So look at how we were having that thick part in here, the thick part on the oscillator, already having the flip of the ribbon, and then suddenly
Look at that
crashed.
goose head, bro. That's a Canadian goose cobra chicken, bro.
Yes, a cover chicken. Look at that. It actually played out very, very nicely. Look at this. Let me bring it, make it smaller here, and look at that little retracement. All right. Little retracement farther up to the upside, and then bigger retracement, and that also took us back to a breakout retest. There we go. So that actually freaking goose head, the Canadian, how do you call it? Canadian what? Cobra chicken.
We call the cobra chicken, yeah. A Canadian goose. They're so aggressive. They'll attack you like full on, bro. We call them cobra chicken here.
And they're vicious. They are vicious.
Yeah, man. They'll fuck you up, bro.
They are. Oh man. So and they have little tiny teeth that they kind of shred the skin, so it's not flat. Their peak is not flat on the inside. So pretty painful to be honest.
Look at this one. Look at this one. See, this is what they do. They attack kids, and they're mean, bro.
Yes, they
Straight
are.
up.
And they're protected there, isn't it? Like,
yeah, man, you can't do shit. They can walk across the road in front of traffic, and you have to stop and everything, bro.
You cannot beat the living shit out of them if they get you.
No, they walk out in front of cars and stuff, man. They know that nobody can f with them.
Oh, love it, dude. That's just fantastic. Oh man, so I mean, we have the same but worse in here. We have a plant. That is an ornament plant, right? It's called elephant feet. And it's a pretty cool plant. And everyone have it. And then they just declare it like prohibited. So if you have it, which we already did, I mean, not we, but like most of in this region, you can go to prison. So, dude, it's just hilarious.
It's wild.
It is wild. And it's not a drug or anything like that at all. So, I mean, it's kind of hilarious. So let's go over a couple of other stuff in here really quickly. Let's go over Ethereum. Ethereum is bursting, like Alex mentioned. I'm not into a trade on Ethereum. Ethereum, by the way. Dogecoin, I'm already out 50% out. We'll see. My target is going to be right here, a little bit below. To 0.2777. All right, so that's gonna be it. TAO, it's doing fantastic. 1/4 of an entry here. So my target, it is right below 346 in here. Perfect. Seems like we're heading in there. BNB, as always, bursting, flying. Remember that we were looking for that flagging here. Flag out, look at that breakout, retest, continuation. It was not exactly precisely But look at that, played out very, very, very nicely. I think that's what Stock Scalping Samurai was mentioning, that we were looking to like this flags, right? Repeating once again into a possible breakout, right? The third one is the charm, and it seems that this one is the second or third one. So one, two, and maybe third. We'll see if this one counts. If not, we might still have one more run up. Something that I was also looking into, it was yesterday, well, not yesterday, Sunday, yeah. Sunday, come on. Friday, we talked about it, and it was, let me get you, and this will give you hackers vibe. Useless.
Don't you do that to me on a Monday, bro.
Come on. Look at that, bro. Look at that. This was the entry I was planning to get on Friday. Remember that? So,
I don't
useless.
even want to look, man. I
Freaking
closed my eyes.
flying, man. And spoiler alert,
Fuck me.
I did not take it. I did not take it, dude. That really banging my head against the door because this was such a shit coin, man. And I was mentioned, hey, I'm gonna be doing useless and grass. So grass doing fantastic, to be honest. But useless, look at that, man. Almost there at the entry. We have Flip of the River. So I mean, this was on Sunday, so I on trade, but still did not auto enter on my setup in here. So too bad I did not take this long. That would have been a cutting the very bottom of that, and we will have a 30% no leverage. So if we were doing 10x, useless, actually having a use case scenario. All right, so just wanted to make sure that to show that. And one more thing, Pingu, we already are into a trade. Be very careful with Pingu. We opened it up today in the morning, but this could retrace on us. All right, so let's wait for this kind of closure and move our stop either somewhere around 0.14. Let me add a line in here, and just to show you where am I looking, something around here. All right, so let's also mark this, and here it's our stop loss should be right there. So grabbing your stop and pushing it here. All right, so that's what we got so far, and I want to go over something interesting that I'm really glad that this thing is pumping. It's gold. Have you seen gold?
I love gold.
I love gold, baby. Yes, let's take a look at gold
MJ
here.
MJ's outperforming you, bro. How are you gonna
No
let her
kidding.
do that, man?
No kidding. Just so you guys didn't know, MJ is the one taking care of gold, metals, and stocks. So look at it. Look at that. Look at that. Up only, right here. And she's doing the iShares things, which I don't have in here, but that's the ETF that we're trading. Here we go. So this is what I believe that it's going to happen. Let's just wait a little bit in here, and let's see. So we have a goose head, right? The same vicious animals, right, that are in Canada here. So this goose head usually indicates a little retracement for further move to the upside and then a bigger retracement, right? This can come in many shapes, many shapes, right? I mean, we can have this bigger retracement, then a further move to the upside, then a bigger retracement, and then continuation. Basically skipping the whole support zone in here, right? But it overall takes the same path, right? Most of the time, like a very high percentage of times, right? High percentage calling the 40% zones, especially if we are above the zero line. That is more to a 50 something percent of the times, right? So added to other stuff like, hey, government shutdown, right? Markets insecurity, everything kind of like just going nuts, right? Upcoming numbers not going to be published because government shutdown, right? So that brings uncertainty in the markets. And uncertainty in the markets is the only thing, well, not the only thing, but the main thing that makes gold pump, right? So let's go and look at our previous target, $4,000 per ounce. And remember, right here also, in this, I need to also shout out FD White. He was also publishing that he's going to be taking some profits at $4,000 per ounce. I'm going to be doing the same thing, all right? And looking for how this is playing out. Well, then it looks like a pretty good area of opportunity. Right then, we can go for this other trend line right here, like that. And you'll see, let me lock this up, add an alert to it. Yes, and yes. And we're going to be looking for a retracement to the trend line. Very important. Predictive ranges might be broken before we came back downward. So trapping a lot of people up in here. Do I think that we're on danger on this retracement? Yes. And I need to show you that we have a smart money entry here, and by the time that we are up here, look at the gap difference that we have to the dynamic reactor. So right there, look at where that dynamic reactor might be at that point, something like that, following the same trending here, right? And having that smart money entry here, maybe going for a retracement, maybe we can break it. All right, maybe go for a wick down, back up, trying to fake everyone that we're gonna keep going downwards, and then make a higher low and then burst up. I'm not gonna leave this last part on. It's just too much of a future prediction, and you know that this is like the weather, right? The farther that you predict, the more imprecise you get, the less precise you get, right? So let's just keep it as is right now, and we have two possibilities. First, the goose head played out perfectly, right? And then on the retracement, trend line and smart money zone right here. So keep an eye, because for me at this point that we're hitting some highs, and I want to go over, circle back to Bitcoin in a second, but we're either at the top or at the end of the bull cycle, or we are at a flat pause of a bullish continuation, which, call me crazy, but I think that that's where we are right now. So that's what I got. Let me pass it up to you a little bit, Alex, and then let's talk about, is it the end of Bitcoin this month, this Bitcoin cycle?
Never. Yes and no. Is that fair? We could talk about it. Yeah. Well, you got to understand a couple of things. One, none of the major signals have gone off to say that the top is in. Okay, that's one thing that you must always keep into account. And if you haven't got this website, make sure you, I would say, check this weekly, right? Your bull market peak signal checklist kind of deal. It'll give you a kind of an insight of things that you do look at. Okay. Seasonality, right? If we're talking about seasonality, we can go. Should we go to the crazy chart, bro? I don't know.
Let's
We can
go.
go to the crazy chart. All right. Oh, you think you have spaghetti, bro?
Let's watch it. Come on, there's no shame on it. We all had our messy room once, didn't we?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a
He's
bit
cleaning
crazy.
it off in the
That's
background.
fine. All right. This is better. This is more manageable. Okay. So we have our take profit areas: 154, 143. We have already hit, in my opinion, we have already hit
You're not sharing.
our. Oh shit. Oh, I guess I did clean it up a little bit. You want me to go back to what it looked like originally?
Let's see.
All right.
Holy shit.
All right, you ready?
Let's go.
This is the fucking crazy. This is the crazy chart, bro. This is when they go, this is your brain on drugs. Okay, this is when you. All right. For me, I have sold out of the Bitcoin that I'm gonna sell. Like I'm always gonna keep Bitcoin. But out of the Bitcoin I've sold, I sold 30,000 here. Today, I sold another 20,000. Okay? And I probably got another 80,000 to sell. Okay? And that's what I'm going to sell. Okay? However, my next target is 143,000, or is it 142,000? Let me see. 142,000. I have it in here somewhere, guys. I promise. No. Where is it? It's got to be this one. No, it's not. So for me, where is it? 142,660. This is fib extensions. This is parabolic curve. You can see I have a couple of curves on here, right? Now, initially, I was looking at this curve, right? We can see that. If I get rid of timing on here, because the hardest thing to do is timing. So we've hit my conservative target. We had all of our catalysts for 2024 happen, okay? But our parabolic trend obviously changed into a much thinner parabolic trend. Now, if I go into my Moon Gaussian channel here and I go on my weekly and we look at where we're supposed to end our bull run, this is timing wise. We are right at the end of our timing, okay? If this is history repeating, every bull run has been within this green box, okay? We can all see that. However, my thesis right now is that we have a 2-month delay because of tariffs, okay? Because if we look at the price and we look at the naked chart, okay? Don't get excited, I said naked. We can see that when the tariffs happened from here to here, we have about a 2-month delay, okay? And this time is different. This time we have institutional money. We have a different parabolic curve. We have laddering up. We have Bitcoin treasury companies, okay? You have this laddering up, constant laddering. You do not have this in previous cycles, okay? We can all agree? You do not have it. Okay, so this time is different. Different players at hands. We have a lot of big, a lot of whales selling their original Bitcoin people selling. Okay. I think the bottom is going to be a much lower. We typically do have a 70% retracement from the lows. I don't think we go more than, I don't think we go under like 60, 70,000, 50% correction maybe, depending on where our high comes in. Okay. But if we're going to have one more push here, right? Fibonacci targets and all that, I think, we still have a little bit more to go. And I've been planning on it. So I'm going to be a major seller up here. I think I'll be 75% out here. Okay?
Nice.
Because when we get up here, and that doesn't mean I won't look for it to go to Valhalla. I'll keep that 25% left until I have a clean daily market structure shift. If I get a daily market shift, I'm gone. I'm gone, seasonality-wise. Because if we get something like the last run, we could easily do this, guys. We could easily be putting in this part right now. Okay, and we could have this retracement, and then we could do another run again. Right? And it's kind of funny if we think about it. This is 50%. Right? So,
right on.
If this and that. What's interesting and what we must understand is that this time is also different because we have Mr. Donald, okay? And Mr. Donald, he is about running it hot. He wants to run it hot, right? And ancient or very old. Have you guys ever seen this thing here? I'm sure you guys have all seen this, but I'm going to pull this up anyways. This tells me, you guys have seen this, right? Periods when to make money. Have you guys seen this? Anyways, if you haven't seen this, this is pretty cool. Here's it in here, okay? So if we're looking at this, this tells us that 2026 is going to be the peak, okay? All right, then AI takes over the world and we're all dead, okay? So who cares anyways, okay? So it tells me 2026, and this thing is called many things. So if they want to run it hot, there's a potential that we go with the business cycle. The business cycle is 5-year cycle, not 4-year cycle. Okay, so this is still on the table. So I think the latest we go is Q2 into 2026. But I think there's a pullback in there. So if we're going up here, I think there's a big correction, then a continuation. Okay, into 2026. What's interesting too is he's about to fire Jerome Powell's ass, right? And he's going to put in a new Fed. Right? He can't right now.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things in the table that he could possibly fire him for, if you look into it. It's actually really interesting. So if we get a new chairperson, and you know Donald Trump picked Jerome Powell, if you didn't know that, which is pretty cool. You know he picked him back in his old presidency. But if Donald Trump picks someone now, he's going to want them to cut, baby, cut, and run it fucking hot, right? So elongated cycle, possibly. Massive inflation cause, big effing dump for the rest of the market. So can it go hot and up all the way to Q2? Yes. Would we be idiots to not be paying ourselves in a cycle that has repeated 3 times in a row? Yes. Okay. If we put in the top here and you did not sell something thinking, oh, we're going to 2026, and it fucking dumps, how stupid would you feel? Because history has told us 3 times in a row, right? Perfect, 3 times in a row, that we should be looking to sell here. So I will be selling here. And I will leave a little bit of moon bags, okay? And that's my plan. And hopefully that helps you.
Let's go. I want to go over. Man, and your target's pretty close to mine.
Don't ask me to look at my beautiful chart ever again, okay? That's my brain.
All right, I promise.
If you guys want it, here it is, okay? Let me know how you I shared the chart. Good luck.
I love it. Thank you, brother. Thank you. We're running out of time. We still have 5 more minutes. Let me go over really quickly some Q&A, and of course, I'm gonna be showing you my targets. So really quickly, all the way up in here, stock scalping. What is your call out into? What is it? Yep, you call it out perfectly. I don't know what we're talking about there. Desmond, what is Chart Hackers? Chart Hackers is another channel. I think it's based on South Africa, or is it on Australia? No, I don't remember. I think it's Australia, right?
Good day, mate.
So yes, and yes, there's another community that well, they house us in, and we do some chart prime stuff, but they love to trade low caps. All right, so that's why. I mean, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun, but also a little stressful. Let's just say it. What is another Q&A that we have in here? Gold prediction. Gold prediction, it is going to be very high, to be honest. I would say 5,000. I don't know, $1,000 maybe high. But that depends on the actual cycle that we see. Important. Now it's time for me to go back and take a look at Bitcoin charts. All right. And here's the thing, really quickly. On the 4 hours, if I bring up my predictive ranges, my first target is 128, and the next target is 133,700, almost 134. Right, so pretty close to what Alex is looking at. So I'm looking at another impulse on the 4 hours. Right, what kind of impulse? Well, then we see a repetitive, and this is also a little bit of a headache chart to look at. But let's go for example, in here we see an impulse. All right. to the upside, and if we measure it, it's almost the same. You see this, right? And then after a movement to the downside, we have another impulse. So if we can have a range in here, all right, depending how low this range will go, and I'm thinking 121, something like that, we might have another run up to 137, right? Same, very close to the targets that we are looking in here, right? So you can see that this is not much of a puzzle. So I don't want to say that pretty much the 134 it's granted, because it is not, but it has a pretty high possibilities to be broken, all right, or to be taken. So be aware of that. Another important thing that I was looking into, it is the 4-year cycle, 3-year cycle, 5-year cycle, depending on which cycle you're looking at, and or which fine-tuned cycle you're looking at. And well, at this point, let me remind you guys that right now we're the size of Meta, right? Which means the cycle itself, it will start losing importance, because I mean, right now, what is the percentage of Bitcoin out there? 90 something. So we're pretty much out of Bitcoin to be released. I mean, out of Bitcoin to be released, right? So right now, what it's meant to take over, it's the amount of money already into the asset to sustain it itself. Yes, the cycle is gonna still there till the end of times, or at least till the end of our times. We're not gonna live long enough to see the end of the cycle, but the cycle is gonna start switching of importance, and we need to pay attention of what big caps are doing, right? Something important to follow along. Go over gold back in the day and take a look at when the ETF, the first gold ETF on the States, was approved. That is the same mining, quote unquote, mining cycle, right? Now having the big money doors open, and when that market cap rushed into gold, we have a little bit of what's going on right now. That big money allocation is now playing the main role, which takes me to, hey, you know what? And this is very tied to what Alex was explaining. Remember the previous cycle that we have, kind of like that double top, right? Something that I have explained, and let me back it up with examples in here. Look at, for example, what happens in here. We go up. We have in here the same thing that happened the previous cycle, and then we do not lose it. We keep it, and then we range. This range right here is market cap holding. What is market cap? Is basically, hey, I bought, I'm not selling. Who's buying, not selling? To be honest, retail. Just so you know, guys, we are the backbone of everything. Where do you think smart money gets its money from? Us. All right. Where do you think ETF gets their money from? Us. All right. The only difference is that smart money, right? They get our money, they invest, and they tell you, hey, stop it. You're not going to handle it. I'm going to handle it for you. Okay. Which means they might either jump out later or jump in later. Why jump in later? Because they need a breakout or certain confirmations, which means, hey, we stay, so that is the market cap held, right, while in a bearish period. And then when the fear of missing out, or the food, it's run out, hey, we have a arrow actually popping, well, then that's when we have the next up running cycle. All right. So keep this image on your head, especially this one here. All right. If we go to monthly, and we're already late, so we need to go. If we go to, let's go weekly really quickly. And let me wrap what I'm saying up right here. There you go. If remember what happened here, right? Remember, high number one, high number two, high number one, high number two, and then we were not able to hold it. In here, we were able to hold it. You see that? So the same thing needs to happen up there, and I think that if we get that big run up like we had right here, right before the COVID stuff, right, where we held the market cap, if we hold the market cap, we're going to be in for a shallow bear market. leading us to an extended, quote unquote, extended cycle. All right. It's not going to be an extended cycle. That's how we call it, just for ease of understandment. But yep, and I believe that our low is going to be 80K, 70K. That's it. So other than that, we're run out of time. Alex, I know you need to go. And guys, Alex, thank you so much for joining. Any last words before we run up? We run out?
Yeah, I think I would not be longing right now. Just be safe, please, and use good risk management. Prepare for some fun, but wait for pullbacks. You will be rewarded if you're patient in this market. That's all I gotta say. All right, be safe out there, trade safe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow.